Welcome back, everybody. We are live at RE Plus, Nevada, Las Vegas. We have our commercial industrial energy storage solution guru, Mr. Kyle Bannon. He's going to come on and he's going to discuss our eSpire Mini solution. We're very excited to talk about the eSpire and let you know everything that it has to offer. We please ask that you like, share, and follow. So if you're doing this now, if you're doing this later, please do all of the things that we love to do. But we're not going to hold too long. We're going to get started. Again, this is Fortress Power. We're an energy storage solution company located outside of Philadelphia. We have offices in the Philadelphia area, Puerto Rico, and also in California. We do have an office also in China. We've been in business for about 8 years, and we're going to go over our energy storage solution, which is our eSpire. And we're going to talk specifically about our eSpire Mini product line. This handsome, suave, debonair gentleman over here, he's Mr. Kyle Bannon. He's going to do the presentation, and I will get out of your way. Without further ado, Mr. Kyle Bannon for Fortress Power eSpire Turnkey Solution. Have a great day.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you very much for coming to the Fortress Power booth. My name is Kyle Bannon. I'm the C&I sales engineer for Fortress Power. Really exciting times. I hope everyone's having a good show so far. I'm going to talk to you today about our C&I products that Fortress Power has on the docket, specifically our eSpire Mini product, which you see in the booth behind you. A little bit about Fortress Power, if you're not familiar with us. We've been in business since 2017, which in battery years, that might as well be 15 or 20 years. We've seen and done a whole lot in this space, and we're excited to get into the commercial market that we've released these products for. We do have offices all over the world, one in Asia, one in California, in addition to our headquarters in just outside of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and our office in Puerto Rico. One thing that was really great about Fortress Power last year, we received a large round of funding from private equity partner White Deer Energy, and that's allowed us to expand greatly in headcount and offering as well. We've got now over 40,000 plus installs all over the world, United States, North America, South America, and we are a top 5 residential lithium battery supplier for numerous government entities. Just to name a couple of the companies that we work with today, CDBG down in Puerto Rico, there's a very large housing authority project, over 5,000 homes that are all using Fortress Power energy storage. In addition to that, we've done banks in the Caribbean, Banco Popular, Hydro-Quebec, one of the largest power providers up in Canada. We do energy storage for them. But the first project we ever did was for SEPTA, Southeastern Pennsylvania Transit Authority. They run the train system in and out of Philadelphia. We did some backup power for their switching gear stations. In addition, we've done fully off-grid projects for the Navajo tribe. Just goes to show the breadth of companies and applications that we work with. We continue to work with these companies today because of the high quality of product and high quality support that we provide. So I want to talk to you about the commercial market. What are we actually seeing in this commercial space? Well, there is a niche in the market right above residential, right below utility scale energy storage. So call it from about 100 kilowatt hours up to about, say, 5 megawatt hours of energy storage, where there are a ton of applications. You can see a couple of them at the bottom there: agricultural facilities, community solar, churches, schools, grocery stores, lots of places that can be using energy storage in this power class. The issue that we see is that there are not a lot of products on the market that can accomplish these goals in this power class from one company, right? So why do we think that is? Well, the energy storage providers in the utility scale space, the people who can do these jobs, 1 megawatt hour, 500 kilowatt hours, they'd rather be doing 5 megawatt hour, 10 megawatt hour and above, because you make a whole lot more in margins for the same exact engineering problem for all intents and purposes. On the residential side, yeah, you can stack 48-volt battery systems and get a 3-phase system and wire it up and balance the phases, but it gets to be a bit of a hairy situation, a bit of a Frankenstein situation, and you have multiple companies sometimes pointing fingers. That is not what we want. So what we are trying to be in this market is fill this green niche right above residential, right below utility scale, with something that's modular, right? Something that's, think Lego building blocks, so we can scale up and scale down as appropriate. Something that's medium size, right? It's not a full-blown shipping container. It's a little more flexible in its footprint, and something that's as plug and play as we can possibly make it. You put it down on the concrete pad, you hook up your AC connections, and you are good to go. So I want to talk briefly. That's how we look at the C&I market here at Fortress. Now I want to talk about our approach to these engineering problems. We feel that anyone can just sell you a battery, right? We are not here to sell you a battery and walk away and say, set it and forget it. We are here to be a solutions provider. Now, that starts at the beginning from pre-sale system design and financial modeling, equipment selection, so you know that the equipment that you select is going to work with our equipment in the field from the get-go. EMS software to provide a framework for where the power goes at any given time. We're selling you the hardware, the software, the engineering support, the commissioning support, and the fleet management support that you need to support these projects from pre-sale all the way through post-sale. So don't think of us as just a battery manufacturer. We are more than that. We are a solutions provider for the energy storage space. Now, we're going to talk about the hardware. Specifically, we're going to talk about our eSpire Mini, which you can see in person behind us if you want to check it out. This product is great. I don't think there really is much on the market right now from one company in one box, both hardware and software, to accomplish the goals in this power class. Now let's talk about some of the features of this product. First and foremost, this system can do 3-phase 208 or 480 volt without an external transformer. I'm going to say that again. It can do 3-phase 208 and 480 volt without an external transformer. And that's great, right? We want to eliminate transformers whenever we can in terms of efficiency, in terms of labor costs, in terms of install. Lots of good reasons to eliminate the transformer. In addition, we can AC or DC couple this battery. So can we potentially eliminate your PV inverters as well? Yes. The whole goal of this system is to eliminate redundant equipment and eliminate more companies, cooks in the kitchen, essentially. Have you go to one company, one hand to shake, we like to say. So 3-phase 208 or 480 volt, AC and DC coupling options. This can DC couple up to 135 kW of solar in a single cabinet. In terms of scalability, we have 30, 60, or 90 kW inverter output segments. And in terms of DC coupling ability, 135 kW DC solar. Capacity-wise, one single cabinet can have up to 266 kilowatt hours of energy storage. As far as microgrid controls go, we are one of the few companies that is providing a microgrid controller in-house from our company to provide the brains of this system, right? Sometimes you'll get a battery and inverter from another company and they'll say, you got to go to somebody else to get the microgrid controller. That's not our system. With Fortress Power, you go through one company, one hand to shake, and it can do any microgrid control application you can think of. Fully off-grid microgrid, grid-tied backup, peak shaving for demand management, virtual power plant and demand response programs. Anything and everything this system can do. It can go both indoors or outdoors, and I will say you do run into potentially some issues with AHJs and jurisdictions when you put it indoors, but as far as the code goes, if you install it per the code requirements, it can go just about anywhere. It's a NEMA 3R rated piece of equipment. Now, let's talk about the insides of this equipment. And again, this is just a rendering. Feel free to check it out for yourself after this. Starting at the top, we have 3 inverter segments, 30 kW each. So 30, 60, or 90 kW of 480 volt or 208 3-phase power. DC to DC modules. Each DC to DC module has 3 MPPTs, so up to 3 strings you can input into each DC to DC module, up to 45 kW per module. We can put 3 of those modules in to get up to 135 kW of DC coupled solar. In addition to this, we have UPSs built into this unit for black start. So if you need to have an islanded system and there's no grid signal to form that grid signal initially, the UPS can kickstart the battery system and allow it to form the grid. We have a static transfer switch built in here as well. So to grow from grid following to grid forming applications, you don't need an external ATS. The microgrid controller is the same microgrid controller that we'll be using for our larger battery system, the eSpire 280, if you're familiar with that as well. So same hardware and same software to accomplish your microgrid control goals. Now, I want to show you just a single line. This is a typical single line. Every single microgrid that you do is going to be a custom puzzle, but this is where we start trying to answer that puzzle. This actually shows both a DC and an AC coupled orientation. So on this side, you got your DC coupled orientation. You have your solar panels feeding into each DC to DC module. If you look on this side, you have an AC coupled section here as well. This is a completely valid way to design this system, AC and DC coupling. Typically, People will select one or the other. They're either going to AC or DC couple, but just know there's nothing stopping you from doing both. So you have your grid power here. We're providing everything that's in between these dotted lines is inside the eSpire mini unit. So you have the controls, you have your UPS, battery management system, an SEL 851, a grid sensing relay that can tell when the grid goes down, sends a signal to this islanding contactor right here to close and to island the system. All of this is coming from Fortress Power. You don't have to go to a third party to get your balance of system. Everything you need for the microgrid is right here in one box from one company. Now, this is a picture in our lab when we were doing testing of the unit. Much better to just go check out the unit for yourself. That's why we've got it here. Feel it, get a feel for it, and let us know if you do have any questions. So I want to talk about the value add statements. Where do we come in? Where do we add value? First and foremost, you're saving money, right? Whether it's through demand charge management, relying less on the grid, you're able to save money with an energy storage system. Adding resiliency. Some customers, they don't care for resiliency. Others, it's a huge play, like grocery stores, anyone that can put a value to their outages. You're adding resiliency by adding this energy storage system. Reducing complexity. Like I said, what we're trying to do is eliminate cooks in the kitchen. How many times have you had an install where, oh, that's not my piece of equipment, it's the PV inverter, or it's the meter. We want you to come to Fortress Power with your concerns about the system and not have to deal with any finger pointing. And then last but not least, like I said, we want to fill that gap between residential and utility scale with something that up to this point, not very many companies, if any, are offering. So I want to talk about our EMS system. For those who are unaware, last year we completed the acquisition of CleanSpark, their microgrid control arm. Now, CleanSpark has been in business for 7 or 8 years. They focus a lot on Bitcoin mining. They have been operating microgrid controllers for the last 7, 8 years in the vein of how can we use electricity to mine Bitcoin most efficiently. Last year, as you can tell, Bitcoin took a bit of a dive, and it was good timing for us because we were looking to purchase a microgrid control solution because we realized the value of not having a third party that you can point a finger at, right? So we went out and bought CleanSpark's microgrid controller, their software, their team, and I'll get to this in just a minute, energy tool-based style modeling. So all of that came with our EMS acquisition, and that's why it was so important for us to go out and make that acquisition. Anyone can sell you a battery. It's selling you the turnkey system hardware, software, and the know-how from a team that's done it for 7, 8 years. Now, I want to show you a couple screens from our EMS system. Feel free to check out the touchscreen over here or any of the TVs. They have much better dynamic demos of our EMS system. But the 3 most important screens I'm going to show you right here. This is called the power flow screen. At any given time, you can see what your power mix is. What's my solar generating? What's my grid generating? What's my state of charge for the battery? How much am I offsetting by having a battery and solar system, right? For a lot of ESG and higher up C-suites, they just want to say, how is my investment doing? Am I saving the money that I said I was going to save? This is a one-stop shop for anyone to see, yes, as a result of adding solar and batteries, this is what you're saving on your power bill. A little more in-depth screen, I really like this one. This shows your power mix at any given time in the form of a load profile. So this black line, that is your load profile on your facility. That's how you're using power. Yellow, that's what the solar is producing at any given moment. Purple, that would be sell back to the grid. Green, how much of the battery is covering your load. And red, how much of the grid are you using, right? So whether it's maintenance personnel or anyone really who wants to go and check on how this system has been operating, I've had customers say, oh, well, I run equipment from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. every day. How is my system gonna work? Check it out. Go see for yourself how the system is going to handle those power demands. And last but not least, our fleet management alarm screen. Not just our equipment, right? Anything with a Modbus map we can integrate to our system. So whether it's a PV inverter, a genset, an energy meter, geothermal, wind turbine, you name it. If it has a Modbus map and can send and receive signals, we can feed the alarms to our microgrid control system and have it send to the cloud so you can see it in just one place, right? In addition, if a customer has their own portal, right, they have a building management system or some other way that they are viewing their power mix, we can integrate with that so they don't have to go to 3 or 4 different dashboards, right? So these 3 screens, the EMS system, really is about giving you better insight into how your system is operating and is it accomplishing the goals that you set out for it to accomplish. Now, I want to talk about the energy modeling. Like I said, energy's tool-based style modeling. You give us 15-minute interval data, you give us your rate structure, We can optimize the solar size, optimize the battery size, ultimately optimize the payback period for your systems. So we'll spit out financial pro formas, full 25 years. What's your payback period? What's your rate of return? Do these projects make both dollars and cents? That is what we're trying to prove, right? This is what sells the systems at the end of the day. All these customers have different priorities: saving money, going green, having resiliency. If you can prove to them that, yes, we'll have the capacity to handle your outages. Yes, we'll cut your bills by $40,000 a year. Yes, you'll rely less on the grid. That is what is going to sell the projects, right? So, like I said, we'll show you both pre and post adding a battery and solar. How are the economics going to work for this? If I'm a mechanical engineer, I'm not an electrical engineer. It can get a little hairy with the electrical stuff, but if you show someone a financial statement that says they're going to save $50,000 in a year, that's very easy for people to understand, right? So that's the value that we add by having this energy management system software. So to wrap it up, like I said, we want to be more than just a battery manufacturer for you. We want to be a solutions provider. Let us help. Think of this as a menu. Anything that we can take off your plate on the energy storage side, we're the experts. Let us help you, right? We want to be there from pre-system design all the way through fleet management support. So thank you guys for attending my talk. I appreciate you. Please check out the unit for yourself, feel around, ask questions of anyone wearing these Eagles green shirts. Go Birds. And thank you again. Thank you again for coming.
Thank you, everybody, for watching our live stream of our eSpire presentation. Like I did with the Avalon system, I'm going to walk over here. It's actually here. It's actually big enough for me to be in the camera and look, in the flesh, the eSpire Mini. So it's a beautiful thing. I mean, I get excited. I'll come over here and show you the door. I'm going to solicit Kyle's help. Hey, Kyle, come over here for 1 second. I know you're talking to a customer. Kyle is used to me acting crazy or excited. Again, I don't know how good the signal is, but just so, since it's live, just show everybody here. I know it was there. So
you got your 30, 60, and 90 kW inverter segments, right? 30 kW each. Lego building blocks. 30 kW, we can stack up to 90. Right below that, we have DC to DC modules, right? This is how you're going to DC couple the system. 45 kW, 45 kW, 45 kW, up to 135 kW of DC connected solar to this system. You got UPSs for black start as well. You have an ATS built into this unit. And last but not least, our microgrid controller, which is really the brains of the system. That's telling the power where to go and when.
So that's the eSpire live talk. We do appreciate you guys coming in and view and see what we got going on, and just stay tuned for more information from Fortress Power. Like I said, we're very excited to be at RE Plus in Nevada, Las Vegas, and we just look forward to working and storing energy for you. Have a great day.